All right, everybody, how's it going? Sorry, it took me a few more days, but a lot of things going on, and I want to take my time breaking down these bios anyway, because like I said, we just like to go over these things, look at the new timeline that we're in, and have fun theorizing. So, if we look at Princess of Outworld, Kitana, it says, Kitana has one purpose in life, to aid and protect her older sister, Melina, as she prepares to rule Outworld one day. The steady-handed Kitana ignores the calls of those who advocate that she should replace her impulsive sister as heir. Instead, Kitana will defend the realm by fighting to make Melina the best empress possible. She will also fight to hide the dark secret that could end her sister's reign before it begins. So, real quick before we move on to Melina, just take a moment to talk about that. I don't really have too much to say on this that not a lot of people, or that a lot of people haven't already spoken on. But just to break it down, I will say it's crazy that they're not from Edenia, or that they're not Princess of Edenia, they're Princess of Outworld. Maybe they'll still have the background history where Edenia has been taken over and they're in Outworld, but I truly wonder if they're going to be, their entire origin is just going to be different. They're going to be from Outworld, period. I wouldn't be too upset because majority of the time we see them, they're in Outworld. So we never really got to see their growth with Edenia. It just added more to their character. Because it was taken from Edenia at such a young age, well, for them young. So it wouldn't be the end of the world because it was still, they've always been Outworld kind of people. You know, their background, like I said, is from Edenia, but they've always operated in Outworld. But that's crazy how it's just straight up, you know, the beautiful place in the trailer that we thought was Edenia, apparently that's Outworld. It's been revealed that that's the Outworld map. And even Ed Boon made the statement and said, you know, we've seen how beautiful Outworld is now and things like that. So it is much different. But I'm here for it. I'm here to see this new take on Outworld. Maybe the developers figure, do we really need Outworld and Edenia like that? They can basically be the same thing. Or maybe we'll still have Edenia, but just focused with Rain when it comes to Edenia, which I'll get to in another video, being that we just saw Rain revealed. However, moving on to the second part where it talks about how Kitana ignores people who say that she should actually take the throne and not her sister. It is interesting to see that we're going to have even though they're in a different setting, they have maybe different backgrounds, we're still going to have the same Melina that we saw in MKX, where her impulsiveness brought her reign to an end very quickly. Except for maybe we'll get a more proper Melina as Empress than we did in MKX, where she kind of took the throne from default, in my opinion. So we'll see, but if they're already saying she's impulsive, it seems like it's a very similar Melina that we've seen before. Probably quick in her anger to make certain decisions that aren't the best. And I also wonder if this is new with her disease that she has now. Because for Kitana to advocate for her, Kitana could just love her sister. But I would assume that if you know that the whole country or the whole nation is their lives are based on the decisions of this individual who you know doesn't make good decisions, I would think that you would want to step up to make better. But maybe she's thinking, well, this isn't my sister's norm. You know, I don't know the situation, but maybe if this disease is kicking in, the Tarkat disease, that is out of her sister's norm to be so impulsive and angry all the time. And so she's trying to have patience and just trying to help her sister get through this. That could easily be the situation. Or it could be a situation where she just loves her sister and she's just blinded by her love for her sister, so she doesn't mind the decisions that she makes and just wants to see her succeed in life. But it is really cool to see that loyalty from Kitana. They're both princesses, except for she's Princess of Outworld, while Kitana is the straight up, while Melina is the straight up heir to the throne. And the whole ordeal that they're actually twin sisters and Melina was born first, I think is really cool, taken away from the traditional clone, Melina's the clone and all that type of stuff. It is pretty cool to have Melina have a little more character to it than just being a clone or a demonic clone, if you will. Now, moving on to Melina. It says, heir to Outworld's throne, Melina. Born mere seconds ahead of her twin sister, Melina is the rightful heir to Outworld's throne. But even so, there are those who distrust Melina's impulsiveness. They whisper that Kitana, with her steadier hand, should replace Melina as heir to the throne. As Melina fights for legitimacy, she hides a horrible secret. She was infected with the dreaded and lethal Tarkat disease. Were her affliction found out, Melina would be forced into battle to save her throne. So also I know about the whole, if you change this into the French language, it reveals a little bit more, talking about King Jared and Queen Sindel. That is really unique, and I mean that is really cool. There's nothing really unique about that. You kind of expected it, but I guess we did not know for sure if that was still going to be their parents, especially because if you want to be technical, Shao Kahn is more of Melina's dad in the old games. But anyway, this is interesting on the whole, just how important this disease is. So we talked about how when they said disease and her mouth started growing the teeth, that I wonder if Tarkata, instead of being its own race this time around was its own disease, fully, and how the original Tarkatans were mixed with outworld regular citizens and crossbred with demons. And it looks like in this timeline, there's going to be a disease that breaks out. And I'm guessing Shang Tsung spread this disease because people have talked about his experiments. And he's someone who should know all about DNA because he can literally copy the appearance of other people. I know it's through magic, but I think they're going a route of magic and science kind of being on the border of the same thing within this game. So we'll see. But yeah, they confirm it, Tarkat disease. So this is something that a whole lot of people could break out with, almost like a zombie disease, except for they would still be sane to a certain degree, but probably have a bloodthirst, an extreme bloodthirst. And now she's faced with, if people found out about her affliction, she might have to be forced into battle to save her throne. That lets me know there is probably, it's not just one or two people that'll try to overthrow her. There's probably a whole faction who looks at the Tarkat disease as some either demonic thing or a complete abomination. They just feel like you should have a pure body if you're going to be on the throne. It's either extreme like that, where they just feel anyone should have a pure body, or I'm willing to bet it's specifically this Tarkat disease is just something they are not comfortable with. So if they ever find out that she had it, that would be it. So that's going to be really interesting. Are there factions throughout Outworld that disagree with her ruleship and how she's going to handle it, and if Kitana will really have to go to bat for her? Kitana will have to put everything on the line herself just to protect her sister from the rest of the world, or the rest of Outworld. So yeah, that's what we have for Kitana and Melina. I hope we can get more and more. And obviously, like I keep saying, the more we find out, the more we're going to go over it. This game will be out sooner than we think, people. We just got the Lin Kuei trailer. Maybe next we'll get an Outworld trailer that will showcase Sindel, maybe Shao Kahn, and things like that. I think that would be really cool. And I will have a video coming out soon breaking down the Lin Kuei trailer. Thank you all for visiting my channel again, and God bless you.